Welcome to the CDL report. I am your host Enigma. This is my associate Void.
Hello.
How we doing, Void? How was your weekend? Pretty solid matches.
I mean, I feel like we got a decent amount of blowouts this weekend, but overall pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I was entertained ish. Like obviously, like you said, some blowouts, but not too bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
I'm
think?
more excited for the major next
The
week.
major
Like,
major's gonna be fun. Major should be good.
I
We're
like
gonna do that bracket. Yeah.
I like how short the breaks are in between the last two majors.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice not having a 2 week gap. I think it's like a 1 week gap. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how the next major's looking, but yeah, let's jump right into it. Kicking off the weekend, we had the Toronto Ultra versus Miami Heretics. This I expected to go five. It was a pretty close series. First two maps especially. Void, what do we take away right off the bat?
Well, I gotta say, Miami's looking really good. I mean,
Yeah,
they ended the qualifiers 4-1. This was their only loss. Uh, this team with Super looks really good. Like, I think there's definitely a chance for an upset at the major with this Miami team if they keep playing how they're playing. I think the biggest question mark is definitely still medals.
yeah,
You know, uh, we've seen him be hot and he's an amazing player. But when you have a series against like a top team like Ultra dropping a point 0.6, there's problems there. You
yeah.
know,
Metals is everything for this squad. He's quite literally everything because these other three guys are gonna put up good numbers. These other
100%.
three guys, I know Super's still new, but I feel I just have a lot of confidence in the guy now. After these last few matches, this split, he's just been incredible. I think he's gonna put up good numbers. Real and Rencor the whole year have been excellent
Yeah.
for this Miami squad. It's medals is everything for them. If he can just find some sort of consistency, this Miami squad can go very far.
Oh, I
I
agree.
was very wrong about them. Like I did not think this change was gonna do much. I've been proven wrong. Metals is just everything for them. He needs to find consistency. They're only gonna go as far as Metals takes them.
I agree.
Uh, and let's jump with Toronto. Toronto, good series. Like played a pretty clean series. Not much else to say really. Like I don't know. Like they just kind of
I
came
mean,
in, took care of business.
I looked like they had kind of a slow start, but they really picked it up map 3 and 4. You
Yeah.
know, they were lights out those two maps.
Yeah. I don't know why they're squaring up on vault control. That's a question mark for Miami. I know Miami is good at vault control, but Toronto just feel like the better team on vault. Maybe they just wanted to square up, test their map pool a little bit, see if they could compete. It's a question mark, but not not that big of a deal. Toronto's just absurd at vault. I just think Toronto came in and took care of business.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on with the Boston Breach versus C9. Blow it up. I don't care who you drop. Pick pick two of them.
I
Like
mean,
these guys
I,
suck. These guys suck. C9 is horrible, man.
I want to like put it on like an individual player here,
It's not.
but it's not. It's a whole team. The whole team just sucked this series. Boston had their
Yeah.
number from game one all the way to map
Yeah.
3. Like
Yeah.
it looked like C9 had zero control of the entire
Yeah.
game.
The only time it felt decently close was the search.
But even
Everything
then,
else, yeah.
like
Yeah.
they won 3 in a row, in that search.
Yeah.
This just doesn't look good for C9 whatsoever, especially heading into the next two majors. Uh,
Yeah. It was
and
bad.
at this point, it's kind of getting too late to switch players because who are you gonna really switch with? You know?
I hear you there, but something's gotta change. Um I don't think them change, like, I know you won't get that much practice, and I get that. That's a valid argument. But I think you try something,
Yeah,
because if you don't try something, odds are you are going to get top 12. If you do try something, you might still get top 12. So,
that's
like,
true.
is the result really gonna change much? Like,
No.
probably not. You might get a top 8, but, like, again,
And
I
this is a
just,
team that's so close to being out of champs. I mean, they're not in it
yeah,
right now. They're 25 points behind Optic. Like if they don't have a good majors,
yeah.
I don't see this team making champs whatsoever. Like something has to give. Like
They
if
gotta
you're
make a good run at this major.
yeah, if they were in contention for champs, I get maybe not changing. But the fact that you're not in it right now and you're borderline not making it, something has to change.
Yeah. I do want
But
to give
let's
some love to Boston.
yes,
I think that's where you were trying to take us right there.
it was.
um, I was very adamant about Boston changing. I really wanted them to change at least one of the ARs. It did not happen. They're getting some damn good results though. I'm still on
Well,
the
I
opinion of they should have changed one of them just to
I
get a
mean
pack a punch.
we're on differing opinions here. I think this is if you change one person, this team will fall apart.
That's a fair argument.
I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing going for them is their team synergy. Like no one on this team is just a straight up slayer, though the stats on this series might point to otherwise,
Hmm.
but you wouldn't really call anyone on this team just a straight up slayer or a hard carry. It's how they play together that really makes them really good.
Yes and no. Most of the time, I would agree with that. But the only exception to not a Slayer is
Snoopy.
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 Snoopy's unreal, man. Like, this
No,
is
I
his
get that.
game. There's been a lot of occasions where he's single handedly keeping them in the game. He's done it against a lot of the top teams. He's done it against LA Thieves multiple times. Like, I just think that Snoopy is their hard carry, but it's really nice to see when they actually do have that teamwork, how far they can go, because this team is very talented. Like, the talent is very clearly there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. Once they get that teamwork flowing, they look very good. I still think they should have changed, but I do understand the opinion of it could just all fall apart. They didn't change. Still got the 4. They're looking in a pretty good spot to make champs. This series was very convincing out of Boston. They finally fixed up their control, which has been their weak point the entire year. I'm excited to see what they can do at the major.
I agree.
All right,
I
let's
think
move on.
LA Thieves versus LA Gorillas.
Do
The
we gotta
Gentle
talk
Mates.
about this?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we really need to talk about this. This is just a classic top team bullying one of the worst teams in the league. No one on that LAG roster looked good. Lunars looked okay, but that's the best I'll give them. Thieves just came right out of the gate and dominated them.
The LAG sucks. Like,
Yeah,
literally, they changed the roster. I do think they look better with this roster, but that wasn't really saying much. It was pretty much dog shit, and this is just less dog shit, but still
yeah.
dog shit. Thieves just came in and showed why they're the super team. We got any final thoughts about this series, or are we just calling this a quick one? Nothing.
I just call it quits. There's nothing to
Yeah,
talk about with them.
I agree. Surge C9. This did go map 5.
Yes,
Um,
but like I feel like this was Surge's series to lose. Like the only reason C9 really stayed in was the Sib. You know,
dude, Sib is insane.
Sib was a monster this series. His other teammates like couldn't keep up with him
Yeah.
and couldn't keep up with Surge. I mean, you could also say Surge kind of came out of the gate a little slow, because the last two maps were complete blowouts.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Like we said earlier with New York, I think they need a change. They just need to blow it up, do something.
Yeah.
And Surge, I wouldn't really be happy with a 3-2 result. Like this is clearly a bottom team they were facing. It shouldn't have been this close, but that's just kind of how online COD goes sometimes. It's
Yeah.
very much unpredictable, and we know Surge will show up on land.
Yeah. I will say about it going map 5. Surge, I feel like Surge has gone map 5 a lot this stage. It's good to see some ice out of them though. They've gone map 5 against C9, Ravens. I think I'm missing one, but they've clutched up. They've clutched up. It's good to see. It's very good to see. I love a good map 5. Granted, this one wasn't close. Um, Sib is very good. I think that's the bottom line for C9.
Yeah,
Kremp is also very good. I know he dropped a .93, but he's been very good all year. It goes down to Attach and Mac. We've been saying this like I feel like the whole year. I am very high on Attach. I know what he is capable of. This game has not been his greatest. I was expecting more out of him after his resurgence in Modern Warfare 3. Like I thought he was incredible. Mac has just been nothing for this
he,
squad
yeah,
since the first stage.
kind of
First
been a
stage Mac is
disappointment.
good. Yeah. Dropping a .7 in a very important series, not great. 106 deaths. You're just running it down.
Yeah,
That is just the definition of running it down. It's bad, but Vancouver, again, they show some ice. 04 has a damn good series. Everyone still kind of keeping up. Like it's a team game. They're just kind of doing their thing.
yeah. Let's move on though.
Yeah. Miami Heretics, Minnesota Rocker, 3-1. This was a very important series for the Minnesota Rocker. And
I
it,
mean, this entire stage has just been disappointing for Rocker. They literally went to map fives
yeah,
and lost three of them. You know, yes, they didn't look good in this Miami series, but all the other matches they looked good. Miami just had their number from the start.
yeah. I just think they came out
Uh,
super slow. Like, I just feel like
yeah,
everyone just came out super slow except Estriel. Like, Estriel, it felt like was the only thing keeping him in the map one for a while.
I mean, it doesn't help when you have someone like Kenny dropping a .6.
There's the
Uh,
Kenny we know. There he is. He's back.
he's
Optic
back to
Kenny's
form.
back. Optic Kenny's back.
He's back. Super had an amazing series. Him and Rancor both.
Yeah.
Uh, I know we said this earlier, but Miami's looking really good,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to put this Minnesota team. Like they had so many close series, couldn't finish it out, and then they kind of got blown out by Miami. I don't know. This something about this Rocker team just I don't like.
I thought Kenny was a pretty good fit, especially with how he was playing in the first few series. Like, I get, Map 5s are tough. Map 5s
Yeah.
are tough. They are heartbreaking. That camp has to be just heartbroken right now because,
I mean, their mental has to be just chalked, going
yeah,
to
like, even
four
if they
map
just win, like,
fives.
two, like, even if they just win one more of the map 5s, like, that could have brought them closer to making winners. But like, man, it's tough. The champs race is pretty close. They're in the same boat as C9, where you got to do something. But in this case, I don't know what you can do. I think you just got
Yeah,
to
I
ride this.
I think you just ride it if you're Rocker. I don't know who you make a change for. You already made the change with Kenny for Paul X.
Yeah,
Kenny, look, yes, he had a stinker of a series, but he's been
yeah,
looking
but he's
really
been
good for
good. Yeah,
Rocker. He's been looking good for Rocker, so I wouldn't really like
count him out.
put it
Yeah,
all on him on this series because they all kind of played bad. But
yeah, yeah. This Miami squad, like we said before, like these guys have just turned it around. Like I was thinking that they weren't gonna make champs. They brought in Super. Super's been real good for them. I I think this Miami squad's actually good now. I think we should move on. LAG Toronto Ultra 3-1. This
This
could have gone LAG's way actually.
it really could have. Like this was honestly a crazy series.
Yeah. They 100-point clubbed them in the map 1. Toronto clutched up in around 11. LAG threw away the map 3. I don't
Yeah.
know how they lost that. Genuinely, I thought it was over. This could have been a 3-0 LAG's way. But
He,
Toronto's got ice. They get it done in 4. Very close. Is
I
this
mean,
dude, I mean look at Beans, point 0.6 for the
yeah,
dub. For the
bro.
dub.
If we're talking about Joe Deceives, like he
Oh, I love him. You
he
know
played
that.
this man. He's a top 3 sub in this game.
Oh, I've
He's
been saying that.
absolutely cracked.
Oh, I've been
You
saying
know,
this.
at least on the LEG side, you had a player like Kismet putting up the numbers finally. Uh,
Yeah, he was a
yeah,
little slow, yeah.
in the start of the year he was really good, but he hasn't really shown that greatness more recently. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see him pop off for a series.
Yeah.
Toronto just had the ice, like their teamwork was there. I feel like
Yeah.
LAG, they don't know how to win.
Yeah.
Like they'll get close, but it feels like they just don't know how to finish it.
Yeah. I feel like we do have to talk about the map 2 for a second. Kismet almost clutching up the 1v4. Um I think he had it if he just had a little more trigger discipline in the moment, but that was
Yeah, but
also so hard to tell. I
that's
honestly think he
something
had it though.
you just can't
Yeah, that's
know.
also hindsight because it from Kiz's POV, it looked like whoever was on his left saw him, but I don't think he actually saw him. And then he just shot, got 1 kill, and then the other traded him. That would have been an insane 1v4. But yeah, that was Kismet is that guy for LAG. No matter what happens the rest of the season, I think LAG keep him and build around him.
I agree.
Like he's such a good piece, and he just makes everyone better. Like I know like these guys aren't having the craziest series. They're in a very tough spot. But look in the past with that New York squad, Kismet makes everyone better around him. Like Kismet is very good. I'm very high on the Bulldog. Toronto's just good, man. Like Joe Deceives, I've been riding that train for so long. You know that. Like I'm very
Yeah.
high on this guy. I think he's one of the best players in the game. Like Toronto just had ice, and they closed it out in the map 4.
Yeah.
LAG sucks. Let's move on. Let's move on. Falcons phase. I don't know what to make out of this. I'm not gonna lie, because this kind
So
of feels like a classic Falcons, like recent Falcon series.
but it's crazy to me how they went from being the worst hardpoint team
Yeah,
to being one of the best hardpoint teams.
yeah.
But terrible at search and control.
Terrible at search. I expected. That former Falcon squad was actually pretty decent at search, and dropping all of them just kind of made sense why this team's search would drop off a little bit. Granted, I didn't think they would drop off an absurd amount. I didn't think they began 6 0'd. But again, like, hey, to each their own,
I
I
mean,
guess.
it's also against FaZe, one of the
Yeah,
top.
phase is damn good. Yeah, that
They've always
protocol
been
control is also dominant.
they've always been amazing at search. So I
Yeah,
mean, this is still also a newer team,
yeah,
so they gotta play more together, and build up that teamwork. Uh, if I'm Falcons, I would say they've been looking good. Obviously they're not making champs,
yeah,
but they've been looking really good as a team. I think if this team started, they could be in the conversation for champs.
yeah. Absolutely, I fully agree. I just have one thing to say. I mean, like phase is phase, whatever. I don't want to harp on phase too much. We know what they're doing. Like they're insane. Um, my thing goes to Pred. Where was this with the Optic squad? Like, I know their whole system was so different, and Prez just kind of just do like literally just running it down now. But it's like, why couldn't he just run it down before? This guy is a walking 40
I
on
mean,
hard points now.
it's
Like that
it's
doesn't just happen overnight.
it's gonna be all speculation. You know,
Of
we have
course,
no way
yeah,
of really knowing.
of course.
But I just don't think. Look, I don't think Shotzi's good at this game whatsoever. Uh, I think he makes a lot of brain dead plays, and I think Pred was trying to like feed into that. You know, play around Shotzi, and now he can kind of just roam and do his own thing without him there.
Mhm. Yeah, Pred, dude, Pred's been insane for this Falcon squad ever since he got picked up. The guy's like
They're
a walking like 40 in
they're
these hard
100% gonna
points.
build
Yeah.
around him next year.
Oh yeah, like this isn't just a grab him at the end of the season, let his contract go out. No, he signed for the bag, and he's gonna
Have the
be their
keys.
main centerpiece. Like him, and I'm assuming they're gonna keep Exnid also because I do think they want that one Saudi guy. Obviously, they would love to have two or more. But with Kicks probably not coming back, I think they're content with the one. But if a Saudi AR just starts going nuts in the challengers, they might think a little differently. I'm assuming they keep Exnid. Exnid's good. Uh,
Yes.
I'm very high on Exnid, not just because of his gun skill. Like obviously he's got the gunny. His passion is so nice to see. Like just in the matches you see in the player cam, the guy wants it. The guy wants it bad. Like he treats every single map like it's his last. Like it's really different to see because no one else really does that. It's really nice to see crazy passion out of Exton though. I love it. I love this kid, man. Like this guy is insane.
Yeah.
Passion, gunny, like he is a good one.
Yeah.
I think we should move on. Next up, Falcons Breach. Breach with the reverse sweep, man. I was getting ready to buy my Exnid jersey after map 2. Like I was ready, man. I was ready to buy the team pack of Falcons. I was all in. Reverse sweep from Boston. Uh what are your first initial thoughts, Void? I want you to take the floor on this one.
This was such a this was a throw by Vegas Falcons.
Yeah,
Uh,
big time.
it was so close. Obviously, besides that map too,
Yeah,
but even the map 4 is a little bit of a blowout. But like this was such a close series and such a winnable series for Falcons. You know they're definitely like shaking their heads about this series because they could have
oh
won
yeah,
it.
for sure. For sure. That map 5 especially. That map 5's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, especially after that X did
Dude,
one v
that
two.
Exnid 1v2 was
Bro,
absurd.
bro, he straight up finessed them
Yeah.
just to lose the game.
Yeah,
Like,
I believe we actually have the clip right here. Shout out Breaking
Invested
Point
over
for this.
towards B.
I do want to watch this a little bit. Just look at the route he takes first off. Um, I was a little concerned at first, but he just has no info.
yeah.
He just has no info. He's just literally just trying to find anything, like
And,
any
well,
shoulder,
I like
anything.
what he's doing because he was trying to force a one-on-one engagement, isolate a guy.
Yeah. And then this is just absurd. Like, and
The
look at the
just
passion
slide
from
into
this
the
guy. Like, he didn't even win the map yet. He didn't even win the map, and he's like, I love the passion from X.
I mean, if I finesse someone that hard, I'm getting up too. Like,
Yeah. That was absurd. That
it,
was insane.
I gotta say, on Breach's part, you cannot let him run in and shoot the bomb play.
Yeah,
Like that.
what was Purge doing there?
I had
What was he watching? I do kind of want to take a look back at it for a second. I think Exton might have just caught a timing. Yeah, he
Yeah.
literally just He literally just caught a timing as Exton ran in. Purge went
Literally,
behind the
yep,
pillar to go look.
bro. Literally a millisecond
Yeah, just
is
crazy
what
con timing.
defined that round.
That's literally just con timing.
Yeah,
Exton found a crazy timing, insane 1v3. Uh, Dude, I love this guy, man. Like, he's fun to watch. I know they lost the series, but that was probably the most insane moment of the weekend, probably.
yeah.
This Boston squad, they're gritty. They reverse swept, very gritty out of the Boston camp. Cammy with a pretty damn good series too.
Tammy's looking really good recently.
Yeah,
Not amazing,
yeah,
but he's looking really good.
yeah,
I wish he could go back to that Cold War Cammy that was just so dominant.
yeah. But
But
there's no going back. It's a shame.
I don't know. I'm excited for this Boston team. I love watching them play. I don't know
I
what it is about them. I
When
just
they're
love
all
watching them
on
play.
and playing together, I like watching them a lot. Like,
It goes
but
into
yeah,
kind of what I said earlier. Like they just have such great teamwork. They're
yeah,
not winning based off pure gunny.
no.
You know, they're winning based off their teamwork, and I love seeing that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
this is the team I feel like Ravens should have been.
I actually agree. Yeah, uh, teamwork, teamwork makes the dream work, as they say.
Yeah.
You gotta work together. Like, Boston's teamwork earlier in the year. A map specifically that I want to point out was the LA against LA Thieves. In a hacienda search, they did everything together. This is earlier in the year. They did everything together and completely outclassed LA Thieves.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you remember that, but I just think like they were insane in that, and teamwork can literally push you to beat these top teams.
I 100% agree. And I'm really excited for the future of this Boston squad.
Yeah, they gotta. We can see what they do at the major. Let's move on to the next match, which was Optic Texas versus Atlanta FaZe, and we watched this one together. We watched this one
It,
together. It was a fun watch. It was a pretty fun watch.
I mean, this is kind of Optic series to like they should have lost handedly,
Yeah.
but this is way closer than it should have been.
They
Uh,
completely threw that map too. That round 11 was
they also kind of
unacceptable.
threw the map forward. They
Yeah,
were
but
in
you
the
saw
lead for
that.
most.
Yeah, but you saw that MC spawn, and at the end he got that
Yeah,
side P4 spawn, which
bro, that
was
was crazy.
absurd, absurd.
He doesn't get that spawn. Optic probably win that map, and they could have won the series. Like
Yeah, it's hard to say going to a map 5 with Atlanta FaZe, but it would have given them the opportunity. Yeah, I agree.
I think this series was so much closer than it should have been.
I agree. Yeah,
Optic definitely threw away two of those maps. So realistically, this could have been a 3-1.
yeah,
Uh if I'm FaZe, they haven't been looking like that good on the online qualifiers.
yeah. But I'm just not
But
like I can't be concerned with
you
them.
can you can never doubt FaZe.
Like
That's the
I
thing.
I
You
doubted
can't
them
doubt
earlier
them.
in the year. I only doubted them because I just wanted someone new to like take that reign. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
take that spot. Give us someone new, someone fresh.
I mean,
Everyone
as long as this
sucks. Everyone sucks in this league compared to FaZe. I know FaZe have 2 losses on the split, but like they've won the last 3 events. Like no one cares about online splits when you're winning events.
that's very true.
FaZe is just their hard point has always been their biggest weakness over the years, which kind of confuses me because with a talented roster like this, like you wouldn't expect that. Their search and control is just absurd. Like they're leagues ahead of almost everyone. If once they get to land, they're gonna sort out their hard point, and they're gonna be fine. Like I have no
Yeah.
worries for this Atlanta FaZe squad. I have all the worries in the world for this Optic Texas squad. Dashy has been pretty
Bro,
good since this roster change.
get my man Dashy some fucking help.
Yeah.
This man has been amazing all year, but the team around him has just sucked.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm Dashy, honestly, I would leave Optic after this year if I can.
That's definitely a hot take. If I'm Dashy right now, and I'm in the room with all these guys, I'm looking left and right, and I'm like, where are you guys? Like, are you going to help me, or am I playing a 1v4? Like, it's absurd.
Yeah.
Dashy's been very good. He's been probably their best player the whole year. Like,
I
I
mean,
think Hook has had some glimpses of being their best player. I think Shotzi has in the first stage. In the first stage, he was very very good.
this
I
was a
do
good
think Dashy
series
was
by him
better.
too.
Yeah, I just think Dashy's been that guy for them the whole year. Um, my eyes are just on Skies, man. Like, he had a good first two maps. The first half of the series, he was very good.
You
He
know,
was
it's
getting kills and hitting hill in the map one. The map two, he had pretty good stats. I'm pretty sure he got a streak,
yeah. I mean,
7-7. Yeah.
it's sad to say, but if I was an Optic fan, I think I'd rather picked up Priesta than Skies.
I think they're very similar. Uh, I mean, Priest has been pretty good for the Falcon squad, but I don't know. I don't know. In the it's all hindsight though.
You're
Like,
right. It is hindsight. In the
yeah.
moment, I definitely agree with the Skies call, but
Yeah. Um he has to find some consistency. Like, he had a damn good map one. Like, look at this. He was top fragging. He was top fragging the map one. Map two, he was 7-7 and got a streak. They lost, but like they still got it. And then he just fell off a cliff after that. A point 0.6 in the map three, and then the map four is a point 0.5. Like, he was not helping the squad. It was bad.
yeah.
Uh I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this Optic squad. They're probably gonna make champs, and I don't think it's because of how good they are. I think it's because of
How
how
bad the
bad
other
everyone
teams
else
are.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
honestly, their major one qualifiers
It might have
is
saved them.
kind of is
Yeah.
what saved them,
Might have actually
which is
saved them.
crazy to think about, especially how good they were in the beginning of the year.
They were insane.
Such a drastic fall off. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
If I'm an Optic fan, I'm kinda content with this series. Kinda. But because this is Atlanta
It
phase, you
shows
did.
life of improvement.
Yeah.
I
Um,
agree with you, but like, if I'm
but
an
you
Optic
are
fan, I gotta
annoyed
be
too.
so
You
disappointed.
are annoyed too because this is a very winnable series. Like, that map 2 goes down to round 11. The vault goes down to 6 points. Like, that's just crazy. Um if I'm an Optic fan, this series does help you. Like, it does help bring some confidence that they can figure it out. But to
I have no
to
faith they will.
to be the best, you have to beat the best. Like, there's no getting around that. If Optic want to contend like they should want to, they gotta find something. They gotta find something going on. I think we should move on to our last match of the weekend, and that would be the Carolina Royal Ravens versus the LA Thieves in a 3-0 DoorDash. We also watched this one together, and I believe we swapped to Halo for most
We
of
did. We
most
did.
of the series.
I mean, I had it on in the background, but this series just wasn't even close.
Yeah,
It LA Thieves just came out right out of the gate, dominating them.
yeah,
I mean, this is the LA Thieves we expected, you know. But Ravens, man, even with adding Dylan Drex, they look so bad.
yeah.
I
But
don't
it's
know.
such a tough draw for Dylan Rex.
No. I
Um,
don't blame Dylan Rex at all. I mean,
yeah,
he's thrown into a team with little to no practice and
yeah,
expected to do good.
yeah.
Uh, you can't expect a lot from him, but it's not just him on the team,
True, very
and they're
true.
all playing like we said last week against the bottom teams. They look really good against any team that's even remotely a contender. They look god awful.
Yeah,
They can't keep up
it's a
with the
shame.
top teams. It's as simple as that.
Even online, like my online king Gwyn was nowhere to be found here.
Yeah, they're gonna make champs based off the beginning of the year, how they placed in the beginning of the year. Uh,
Yes. They're at like two something, I think. Two some points.
to 10.
210. Yeah,
So
they're making champs. Yeah.
they're gonna make champs unless something crazy happens.
Nah, they're in.
Yeah, I don't see them going past the first round of champs.
Yeah,
Especially if they draw a team like Ultra or Thieves or FaZe or Surge.
yeah, it's hard to
Even
say.
if they draw Boston,
No,
I don't.
I think Boston's a winnable series.
It's
I
win.
don't. Yeah, I think it's win. It's more winnable than the rest.
It's more winnable, but still, I don't see this team going far.
Yeah,
It,
I agree. It's a real shame because you know how high I was on them for like the whole year. Like they were like my dark horse for like the whole year. Like I loved watching them. They've just fallen off a cliff. Like these guys, it feel I don't know. Like I'm just so confused. Like they're just making all the wrong plays. Gwyn online has kind of been a little lackluster this stage. Well, not completely, but like he's got to turn up on land. Like this guy has to do something at land.
bro, all
Uh,
these players need to turn up on land. I
yeah, Vivid was probably their best player on land. Maybe their second best actually. Teach has been insane on land.
oh, I know I've said it before. Vivid was not the problem with the team.
He was a problem. He
No,
wasn't the whole problem.
I,
Um, yeah,
them replacing him is to me is
it was
them just putting
warranted.
a band. No, they're just putting a band-aid
It was
on whoever.
warranted. It was warranted. He hasn't played that well. This isn't his natural role. We've been over that like I feel like so many times.
Yeah,
Like I don't think Vivid got shafted. Like he knew what he was getting himself into. He knew that his spot was probably on the line the whole year. Like if anyone were to change, it was probably going to be him because
yeah.
Slasher's not getting dropped. Slasher's kind of like their leader from what it looks like. Gwyn is just that online god, and then Tej turns up on land. Like
He
Vivid
just
probably
very
was that.
consistent.
Yeah. Um, he knew what he was getting himself into. Uh, Rex just had a very bad draw because they should have made this change before. I think if they made the change before the stage started,
Qualifiers, yeah.
it's completely different. But they kept it going. The
I,
wrong call.
I don't know. I'd like to see how this team does at land. Maybe they'll turn up. Something will click, but I don't have hope.
I don't have faith because of their first round. Do you know who they face in the first round?
Oh, I
They face
no.
the LA Thieves. They face the LA Thieves again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, they're getting absolutely
You go
pounded.
from getting slammed online by the Thieves to being like, oh, you know, it's the Thieves. Let's go to land. Let's get someone else. Nope, it's back to Thieves
Bro, all year thieves have had
all
their number.
year, man.
We'll get a little more into that later.
Yeah, I do want to give some love to the Thieves because I do think we were harping on the Ravens for a while. Scrap is absurd. This guy is insane. Like, there's no other
Bro,
word to really
I
describe this guy.
love watching Scrap play. This
Dude,
man,
he's
he
got the God
played
gun and everything.
bro,
Like, it's
he
crazy.
plays an AR like he's an SMG player. Like
Yeah,
it's actually crazy what this man does.
because the AR's godlike, bro. AR's insane. Scrap is just also insane. Like the whole team, the God Squad. This team is good. This team is good. Um, I got some thoughts that we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, LA Thieves just took care of business here. Not much else to say. You want to move on to the bracket prediction?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into the brackets.
Three
We
of
got
these.
winners round one. LA Thieves are gonna slam the Carolina Royal Ravens.
Bro, it's not even gonna
Um,
be close. They've had, like I said
yeah,
earlier, they've had their number all year. It's
yeah,
I don't expect this to be any different. I
yeah,
expect LA Thieves to come out playing their heart out,
yeah,
especially with how disappointing the last major was.
yeah.
So
I do
I
got a bit of a hot take, if you don't mind. Um, I think if the LA Thieves do not win this major, they are not the God Squad. They need to win. To be a God Squad, you need to win. To be a super team, you need to win. And
Yeah, I agree.
they don't win. They got close. They got very close. But to be a super team, to be a God Squad, you need to win. I don't care how good you are online. You have to win majors. No one cares about online.
I don't think that's much of a hot take.
Eh. I mean, everyone's gonna say, talent, talent. They got the talent. Are they winning? No,
No.
they're not winning. Uh, I think their talent is absurd, but they have to. You gotta win, or else you're not a God Squad.
Yeah.
Heretics Ultra. That is gonna be a rematch from online. It's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, I actually see it
I got
being a 3-2.
Heretics. I got Heretics.
So I have a 3-2 Ultra.
Ooh, okay. You see, I have Heretics because of Ultra's history this year in winners. They have not won a map in winners.
Fair.
They've gotten double 3-0'd in winners. Granted, last stage they made the run. They made the losers run to make it to the Sunday to get top three, but I think it's just like a winner's curse. I think Heretics are gonna come in, take care of business. I actually have it Heretics 3-1, but
That's a little faded.
it is. But I think I'm just going off the LAN history between of Toronto Ultra right now for this year. So what do we do here? We go
Well,
Heretics, we go
look,
Ultra. I don't
I
know.
could see Heretics winning, so I could concede a 3-2
All right, I'll
Heretic.
do. All right, I'll do 3-2.
But I don't see it 3-1. I think if Heretics win, it's gonna be a map 5.
I would love nothing more than for it to be a map 5. Uh, let's move on. Boston Breach, Optic Texas. I got
3-0.
Breach. I got Breach. I got
I
Breach
got
3-0.
I have breached 3-0 as well. I have
Uh,
no faith in this out. I was high on them when they started streaming
you were
scrims,
very high on them. I was always on the
but
fence, but like,
but
yeah.
watching them play, they I don't like them. I
I
don't like
do,
this team.
I do think Optic are gonna get better on LAN. I do think that is a thing. I do think a LAN buff is a very real thing. I think Optic are going to get better,
The
but I
only
just
way for
think
this
Breach's
optic
teamwork
team
is
to
there.
get better, the only way for them to really get better is for Shotzi to put up superstar numbers again.
Yeah, he's just not a superstar this year.
No.
This year, no. Every other year, yes, a million
Yeah.
times. Like, I'm not dumb. But this year, he just hasn't been that guy, which is very weird because you would think this game kind of fits him, but it just
Bro,
it doesn't for whatever reason.
he's just doing way too many stupid routes. Like this
I
guy is getting lost on the map.
I just think they're
I think it's as
overthinking it.
simple as that.
I
Yeah.
think I think all of them are overthinking. It's not just on shots. Yeah, I think they're all overthinking the game. They need to simplify it as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Grand Finals of Major 2 rematch in winners round 1. Vancouver Surge versus Atlanta FaZe.
So
Map
this might
5.
be a
This is going map 5.
I agree. This might be a little faded, but I think Surge are gonna win.
You think Surge get the upset in winners round 1?
I think they
Uh,
do.
I do think we're due for an upset.
Look, I think FaZe will still make a deep run, but I think they go down to losers.
You think they go down the losers and make the run? That'd be awesome. I think it goes map 5 either way. I think these
I
two
agree.
have faced each other so well over the last
However
two
many
months,
months.
2 months roughly, ever since Neptune came into the squad.
Yeah.
Um, I think they just matched up so well that I think it's 50-50.
I agree
With
with that.
Surge's hard point, I'm kind of leaning Surge also. So I think I'm gonna agree with you, and we go for the upset with
Let's
Vancouver
go.
Surge, just because of that hard point. I mean, I'm not concerned with Phase. Like Phase
No,
is
no, no.
Phase.
Like I said, I think they're gonna make the Sunday.
I
I
think they're
just
making
think
grand finals.
more than likely.
Yeah, I just you
more than
you
likely.
can't not have them there. Elimination round one for the Friday Ravens Rocker. Um,
It's gonna be a Ravens like 3-1 or 3-2.
I'm feeling
And
map five.
we said this earlier. Ravens against the bottom teams, they look amazing.
Yeah,
It's really only the top teams they have trouble with. So I don't expecting. I'm not really expecting Rocker to make it
yeah.
a really good series.
I'm expecting them
But
to turn up on
but
land.
but I think they'll win a map or two.
I think this goes map five, classic Rocker fashion. Uh, I do think Ravens clutch up. I think the Minnesota Rockers story might be coming to a close. It's tough. It's tough. Toronto Ultra,
No,
LAG,
3-0.
not even close. Literally just gonna bully them out of the major. Like I think that's not close. Yeah. Optic and Falcons. I'm going Falcons. I love these guys, man. I love these guys. They get their
Well,
first land win. They get their first land win against Optic Texas.
I think it's gonna be a 3-2 Falcons.
I got 3-0. I got 3-0. I think I think Optic get double 3-0 to get top 12.
They're gonna win at least a map.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win at least a map.
I don't think so.
I look. I agree with the Falcons winning. I like Optics, even against their series against the Falcons, they didn't really look that bad.
They didn't look that good.
No, but they at least took them 2 maps off them.
I don't know. Falcons is weird because on paper you would think Optic, right? You'd think Optic all the way. We're not taking into consideration that Pred on land is a massive upgrade,
That's true.
and matching he's gonna elevate everyone around him with just his energy. We saw it last year with Shotzi. They matched each other's energy on land so well, and you even saw it this year a little bit. Pred leveled up. He leveled up big time on land, and I think this is exactly what happens again. And I think Pred's gonna be the boogeyman for this Optic squad after being dropped.
Yeah.
That's just my theory. That's my theory. That's what I'm going with. Um, well, we got Optic 3-1 or 3-2. I mean, Falcons 3-1 or 3-2.
I'll concede the 3-1.
3-1. All right. I don't even think we gotta discuss that, right?
Nope.
Phase. Yeah,
Nope.
C9's getting
Not
popped.
not at all.
Especially if it's phase, it's a 3-0. Yeah.
Let's work our way up now.
Yeah. You want to
Falcons
go
phase.
here? Yeah. 3-0. 3-0,
Right, you
3-1.
can't hype up this Falcons team on land just to have them 3-0'd.
You see, if it was anyone other than phase,
They're-
I would
They,
give them a map.
we saw it in the online. I think they're gonna take a hard point.
All right, I'll give it that.
They can
Phase.
easily take a hard
If
point.
it was literally anyone other than phase, I would have gave them a map. But it's phase.
I get what
Like,
you're saying.
yeah. All right, let's move on. Ravens Ultra. Um, this is a little tricky because if the Ravens actually come out to play, they can be very good.
They can, but I don't think they're gonna come out to play.
I don't think so either. I do think they got top 8 here again
Yeah,
in back to back majors. I think Toronto's gonna make a nice run.
I agree.
Well, we got Toronto 3-1, 3-2. What do we think?
I'm
Three
fine
zero.
with either. It's either
Let's
three
go
one or
3-1.
3-2.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go 3-1. Got to move up a little bit. Boston Breach and Vancouver Surge.
Yo, I'm high on this Boston team.
There's no
But
way
I
you're
think
picking
I
Boston. Right?
nah, it's gonna be a 3-2 surge.
I got 3-0. I got 3-0. I think it goes exactly how it did the last major. But I will concede. We'll meet in the middle. Go 3-1. We'll meet in the
Okay.
middle. You're very high on that damn Boston squad, man.
Yo, I love watching them play.
LA Thieves, Miami Heretics.
3-2 Thieves.
3-2 Thieves. I got
And
3-1. I'm thinking 3-1.
Look, we have to see
Everything rides on medals, man.
Bro, we also have to see how these teams kind of play on LAN.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we've seen LA Thieves, but the Major 1, they played amazing. Major 2, they're kind of lackluster. So who really knows how Major 3 is gonna go?
Mhm.
But if they're looking like they were Major 1, I agree that it's gonna be a 3-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think Miami will probably take the search, and Thieves will take everything else.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on now. Got to do a little bit of scrolling. And what do we got here? Heretics phase. We got phase, right?
Yeah, I got phase.
3-0, 3-1. I'm feeling 3-0 personally.
I'm feeling 3-0.
Yep. And Breach Ultra, literally just, it's kind of a repeat. It's kind of a repeat of the last major where they face Surge, get bopped down, and then they got to face Ultra and probably get eliminated. Unless you got Breach upsetting.
I don't have Breach upsetting. I
Do
love
not
this team,
even.
but I don't have them upsetting.
I'm feeling a 3-1.
I would love for them to upset.
You really like this Boston squad, man. I
Bro,
got I got 3-1 here though.
okay, yeah, I agree with that.
And we did that already. And then we got Toronto Ultra, Atlanta FaZe to get top four. This is for top four. Um, I
3-2
do got
phase.
I got phase 3 too. Yep, I was thinking the exact same thing. And then LA Thieves, Vancouver Surge for top three. This is for top three minimum.
So if this wasn't Surge and if it was Ultra or Phase, I would have had LA Thieves losing.
Okay.
But I feel like LA Thieves have had Surge's number this whole year.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a 3-1 Thieves.
I got 3-0 personally. The last
I could see the 3-0, yeah.
their last few series have not really been close.
That's what I mean. Like LA
Granted, they
Thieves
have been
just have,
online. They have been online. I
yeah.
don't know how they're gonna turn. I don't know how they're gonna match up on LAN. Like online, online's so
Yeah, I don't
different.
think they versed on LAN yet.
Don't think so, right?
I don't think they have.
Because last, yeah,
I
they
think
didn't.
would be an insane series to watch.
I would love for this to go map 5. If Surge come out to play, this is going map 5. If Thieves are really that super team, they're walking to the grand finals. Like their talent should just single handedly bring them there. And then for the grand finals, to
Well,
make
we
it
got to
to
do
the
Surge
grand
Phase
finals, yeah, to
first.
make it there, I got FaZe.
I got
I
Phase.
think I think FaZe redeemed themselves. I also think this goes map 5 just because of how well they faced each other the whole
Yeah,
year.
you read my mind. This was going to a map 5.
Yep.
I had Surge beating them early on, but
Yep.
later on in the tournament,
Yep.
Phase on a Sunday. Past years, they've shown they can't always win that Sunday. They can at
Yep.
least make it,
Yep.
but this year proves that different. I think they make another grand finals.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. And we get a repeat of Major 1. Um I think
Yeah,
the super team finally get it done.
bro, I love LA Thieves, but I think FaZe just have that ice.
Someone has to stop Atlanta FaZe. Someone has to. And I think LA Thieves are the only team that can do it. If this goes exactly how we think, and LA Thieves do meet Atlanta FaZe in the grand final, and FaZe win this, no one else is winning a major all year. Like literally, champs is all FaZe. They might actually win every single major,
If there's a
champs
major to
and
beat FaZe,
EWC.
yeah, if there's a major to beat FaZe at,
This is
it's
it.
it's this major. They haven't looked good on the online qualifiers. Obviously, land's different. We talked about that, but
Yeah,
they haven't looked the best. And I think if they're gonna get beat, now's the time to do it.
exactly. That's why I'm going Thieves. I also think Thieves are pissed. I think this is a very angry Thieves squad.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come into this major all just
Yeah.
barreling down everyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think we're gonna see a repeat of last major where they looked very lackluster. Like I don't think that's gonna happen.
I agree.
I got Thieves here in map 7. I think this goes very similar on how it went at the first major. I think it goes map 7. I wish that this was like Halo and we got 2 best of 7s,
Yeah, that'd be
but
crazy.
I think that's the better format personally because it actually gives the person who winners an advantage. But
Uh, Look, you
that's
can
not the
also give
case.
the winner, like person winners, like a free game.
Oh,
But like
that's crazy. Nah,
but
all
that's
right,
not
I don't like
that's just
that.
that's just not exciting to watch.
Nah,
You know?
that's insane. Vetoes, like I think winners gets an extra veto. I think that's cool for the players, but like just bland for us. I like the bracket reset with winning two best of 7s and losers, and you only got to win one for winners. But I got thieves here. What do you got? I know you were leaning toward phase. Have I
I'm leaning
swayed you
toward.
the other way?
So I think if Thieves win it, it's not going to a game 7.
Okay.
It's gonna be a game 5 or 6. Uh,
Okay.
but personally, I think FaZe are gonna win it
Okay.
in 6 games.
You think phase in 6? I got thieves in 7. Um,
Yo, let's coin flip it.
coin flip it. Call it.
Heads or tails? You can call it.
Oh god. I'm gonna go tails. I'm feeling tails.
You're right, tails.
All right. Map 7, LA Thieves finally get it done. Atlanta FaZe finally don't win a major. That's our bracket. I don't think it's a bad bracket, honestly. We are trying to account for some upsets. A little tough, but
Upsets are kind of impossible
upsets
to
are
really
very impossible.
like. If
I'm
this was a
submitting it.
perfect bracket, it would be insane. But
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get some things wrong. I don't think we're getting the grand finals wrong. I do think these two teams are going to meet each other.
that's the one thing I'm like sure on. But we are sure about that last major, how that turned. You know,
To be fair, we can't predict them getting 3-0 slammed by Joe Deceives and his childhood friends, bro. We can't his playground friends, bro. Like we can't predict that, bro.
that's true.
Like that's literally impossible. I like this bracket. If all we're obviously gonna get some wrong. I think this is gonna be a fun major to watch. I
Yeah,
think every day should be pretty fun. The Sunday should be pretty good. I would love some different people in here, but I don't
I
see
don't
it
know.
happening.
With seeing so how some of the middle pack of the pack teams are playing, I
Mhm.
could definitely see a good amount of upsets at this major.
Yeah, teams definitely look more competitive than they did before. We got any final thoughts, Void, to close out the show?
Not really.
Nothing. All right.
Can't
We'll
think of
see you.
anything.
We'll see you after the major. Have fun. Enjoy some beautiful competitive COD. Take care.